What if we all just resign? No drama, no excuses, just a clean slate for the Filipino people. These words from Senator Alan Peter Cayetano reverberated across social media this Sunday afternoon, stirring a mix of disbelief, curiosity, and reflection. In a Facebook post, the senator called for nothing less than a total reset, an act he says could restore the people's lost trust in government. He proposed that all elected officials, from the president and vice president down to senators and members of Congress, should voluntarily resign, paving the way for a national snap election. Cayetano argued, people have lost trust in government. What if we all just resign and allow a snap election? No drama, no excuses, just a clean slate. He added, the real change begins with honesty and courage to admit it's time to give way. But what is the real motive behind this proposal? Is this truly a selfless act to reset the government and heal the nation's trust? Or is it another carefully scripted move, a political tactic to redirect public anger, avoid accountability, or even destabilize the current administration? Because when we look closer, this call didn't emerge in a vacuum. It came at a time when the nation is reeling from corruption scandals tied to flood control projects, alleged misuse of public funds, and growing frustration toward the political elite. And interestingly, Senator Cayetano's call echoes a familiar tune, one that some groups have recently begun to amplify. Former Defense Secretary Norberto Gonzales, a known figure among former pro-Duterte allies, also issued an urgent call for all government officials to resign through platforms like SMNI's Newsline World. His message was clear: destroy the House to fix the broken faucet. Yet critics warn that this movement may not be about cleansing government at all, but about creating chaos, a destabilization effort designed to delegitimize the current leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Armed Forces of the Philippines. Chief General Romeo Brawner Jr. confirmed that some retired officers have already called on the military to withdraw support from the president. While he said the active military refused to do so, the implication is chilling. Cayetano's proposal might just be testing the waters, gauging how far discontent could go and whether the public would rally behind a mass resignation that could lead, intentionally or not, to the toppling of the administration. Adding to the tension, Senator Amy Marcos raised concerns about the reported appointment of Justice Secretary Boying Remulla as the next ombudsman, calling it a political maneuver that undermines accountability. She warned that such an appointment could open the floodgates for cases long shielded from scrutiny. If Remulla, a known Duterte ally, takes the post, she argued, it could protect those previously involved in corruption cases and compromise the integrity of the office. Against this backdrop, one must ask, what's really happening behind the curtain? The Commission on Elections, through Chairman George Garcia, was quick to clarify that a snap election cannot simply be declared out of emotion or political frustration. It requires enabling law, he explained. Under the 1987 Constitution, there is no mechanism for a snap election unless both the president and vice president vacate their offices with at least 18 months left in their terms, and even then, Congress must authorize it. Attorney Rene Bueno, a constitutional expert, offered a more pointed rebuke. There is no legal foundation for Senator Cayetano's proposal. The Constitution provides no mechanism for a nationwide snap election triggered by public dissatisfaction. Every elected official has a fixed term protected by law. Bueno continued, if Senator Cayetano truly believes in his proposal, he should start with himself. Resign his senatorial seat and lead by example. Leadership demands accountability, not theatrics. The palace echoed the same sentiment. Press officer Claire Castro dismissed Cayetano's call as wishful thinking. She said, "The president is focused on addressing the people's needs, especially after the recent disasters. He has no time for self-serving politics." Castro even challenged Cayetano directly. "Mauna ka na." President Bongbong Marcos himself weighed in, saying, "Resignation does not mean absolution." He stressed that those implicated in corruption must still face justice. "We must ensure that strong cases and sufficient evidence exist to hold accountable those who must be held accountable," he added. Even Cayetano's own brother, former Taguig City Mayor Lino Cayetano, while expressing support for the idea of renewal, made a powerful point. "Pero kailangan ipakita na sincero tayo. Let go of power, then people will believe. For the status quo to step down may be the only way to give our country a chance, but it should begin with us." His challenge was personal. If Alan truly believes in sacrifice, he should lead by example. Several senators have also reacted strongly. Senate President Tito Soto called the idea very far-fetched. He warned that such a move would lead to uncertainty and chaos, not reform. "We would be entering something like anarchy," Soto said. Senator Ping Lacson shared the same view, noting, "There's nothing in the Constitution that provides for a snap election. It will not solve corruption. It may even make it worse. Certainty of punishment, not political resets, is what deters corruption." But not everyone disagreed. Senator Erwin Tulfo voiced his support, saying, "Why not include all elected officials, from the president down to councilors?" However, Tulfo added a caveat. Instead of resigning, why not just return the stolen money to the Filipino people? Former Senator Franklin Drylan, on the other hand, cautioned that such a proposal could harm democracy. "It's a dangerous precedent," he said. "The Constitution is there for stability. Once we start ignoring it for expedience, we erode the very foundation of our democratic system." And then there are the voices from the public sphere, commentators who cut through political theater with brutal honesty. One viral blog, under the name Juan Luna, called Cayetano's proposal nothing more than a performance, a loud, empty gesture meant to grab headlines. "Cayetano is not a reformer," the piece read. "He's a survivor, a chameleon. The same man who stood beside Duterte, defended the drug war, and smiled through corruption scandals. Now he wants to reset the system he helped break." The commentary went further. "Kung gusto mong maglinis ng gobyerno, unahin mo sarili mo, because calling for a clean sweep while your own hands are stained isn't courage, it's cowardice." It's a harsh assessment, but one that reflects the frustration of many Filipinos. For years, they've seen the same faces calling for reform while clinging to power. Now, in the wake of scandals and accusations, the call for a clean slate may seem noble, but also suspicious. So, is this snap election proposal a genuine reflection of conscience, or just another political maneuver dressed as moral revival? Could it be, as some analysts suggest, a subtle attempt to test the waters, to gauge whether public anger could be weaponized against President Marcos Jr., and pave the way for political realignment, possibly even the reinstatement of pro-Duterte influence or the return of power to other factions? Because history has shown us, behind every loud call for change, there's often a quieter ambition whispering underneath. Attorney Bueno's words linger. The rule of law, not spectacle, must guide the way forward. In the end, perhaps the Filipino people are tired not just of corruption, but of political theater. They crave accountability that's real, not rehearsed, leadership that sacrifices, not manipulates. And maybe that's the truest reflection this Sunday brings, that trust can never be restored by resignation alone, but only by facing the truth, rebuilding systems, and ensuring justice. Kaya naman, kung nagustuhan ninyo ang ating pagninilay-nilay, paki-like at paki-share naman po ang video na ito. I-comment din po ninyo ang inyong saloobin sa ibaba. At sa mga bago nating manonood at sa mga tumatangkilik na, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ang Kampanero, Tinig ng Katotohanan, Tunog ng Kasaysayan. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom.